Hello, hello to all my friends out there. How are you guys today? You know who you are. I know you know who you are. Um, I was having coffee, and I don't really have anything to say today other than, just a big thank you to a whole bunch of people because I might seem okay as far as like health and sanity, maybe to some people, but I've had a very difficult last few years in terms of um, just well-being in general, which led me to the memories that I've discovered, like the experiences that I remembered actually. Hey, how are you? I was just talking about how I've had a very difficult few years, and I wanted to thank you guys for you know like these YouTube videos mean a lot to me. You guys are actually like hearing what I have to say and kind of keeping me company, which is I appreciate it because it's been like I've had a difficult few years because I got hit by a drunk driver um, a while ago, and it led me to all kinds of trauma and stress and injury. And it was during the recovery process, which I guess I'm still technically undergoing. Um, I mean, I'm technically disabled right now, which is kind of sad, but uh, that I discovered the memories of my experiences. And, you know, so there's positive there, but I guess if I hadn't gotten injured, I might not have recovered my memory in a strange way. It kind of ended up being bad in oh so many ways and good in some ways because now I have my memory, at least of when I was younger, and starting to kind of learn to accept that as really what I believe is true, which is that there are very highly advanced technologies, and we have access to some of them, but they're kept secret, and that there are other life forms in this universe that we should be aware of, and our government should stop covering up the existence of, because we all deserve to know. You know what I mean? And so many people just accept what the government says is true and accept it as, so many people rely on the government to tell them the truth about things. And if that's not happening, it's kind of a betrayal of the public. And um, you know, I don't want you guys to be lied to or kept in the dark about these things. And that's another reason I'm making these videos. But aside from that, I just wanted to say thank you to you guys for tuning in and hearing hearing what I have to say, because it's it's keeping me kind of like focused and moving forward, and hopefully that's in a positive, a positive direction from this point forward in all things really. But yeah, it has been difficult because I did get injured. And um if you guys have ever been hit by a drunk driver, you'll know that it's not easy to recover from things sometimes. I got hit by a drunk driver who was hello, hello Tesla. Hello, Saul. Hello, Cyan Moon. And of course, Shadow Striker from Texas. My favorite. I think Texas is probably my favorite state at this point. The Texans are awesome, and it makes sense to me that my roots are actually in Texas because it feels like that's my people, you know. It's pretty cool, actually. It's a good feeling to know like where your roots actually come from. Um, yeah, Texas is great. Don't mess with Texas. And I think I've always had that kind of in me, you know, like don't mess with me. We'll be nice, but don't mess with us. You know what I'm saying? Mess with the bull, you get the horns. That's got to be a Texas thing, right? It has to be. It has to be a Texas thing. And yeah, but um, yeah, I don't want you guys to be lied to. You know, like I think that it's the obligation of the government to disclose to the people the truth about everything that they're doing and they know about, and you know, let the people decide. Basically, it's like we're not children. We don't need to be babysat. We're grown-ups, and you know, you can't have real democracy without informed consent, and people should be properly informed of everything before making decisions on things. Yes, that is very true. We do have the right to abolish the government according to the Constitution. Like, if it's not, yeah, the government was set up to serve the people, not the other way around. And if it's not doing that, you have the right to just remove everybody and anybody in it and replace them with people who will, who want to help the people. And I think you can probably tell from the way I talk about things that that's all I'm trying to do is to make sure that um, people like myself, or indeed myself, I never thought I would ever want to be in government. Like I kind of like I developed such a distaste for government at such an early age because of corruption and abuse, and you know, having grown up in a like I grew up in a couple of like three different countries, and I saw some of the stuff that governments do to people. And I grew up in a city where, you know, a city in America where, um, you know, there are people from all over the world who will tell you their story about why they came to America and what the governments in their countries did to them and this kind of thing. So that really made me dislike government like at all. The idea of government just became kind of repugnant to me. And then when George Bush became president, the idea of government, like strong, too big government, became scary to me. Like, and I don't think I've lost that since. I've become very sort of afraid, inherently fearful of any kind of government in my life, and distrustful. And I just assume that they're not up to anything good anymore. And so probably that's why I had early on a bad impression of Donald Trump, not to mention the the media lambasting him for no reason. But guys, I think he's trying to do a good thing and he's trying to help us. But I guess we'll see. It's still really very early in his presidency. He's probably going to be in for 8 years. So. Hi, Simon. Let me see. Read your question here. Sorry, my English is not perfect. Nobody's English is perfect, by the way. But I always wanted to ask about USA have advanced bases on Mars or even deeper, because according to all these huge arrays of info, USA military has a lot of alien techs. Yeah, this is part of what my videos are about. Is I affected a lot of what my videos are about is the fact that I can't prove anything, but I'm just acting as a witness basically to experiences that I've had where that involve advanced technology and U.S. government and military projects, starting from like age 6, and indeed alien technology starting at age 5. So I lived in a very kind of isolated, remote part of North America when I was a child, and I believe I was definitely exposed to some of these things and had my memory suppressed for a very long time, and only recently uncovered these memories thanks to the help of a man named Andy Bashago, who apparently I met a long time ago and is now a major whistleblower about these things. And thanks also to, I guess in part, like Apex TV has kind of helped me to figure out a bunch of things, and some other media sources, like alternative media, and yeah, and my wife, who is indeed a master of uncovering the hidden things of the psyche. So she helped me get in there and figure out what's actually in there and get it out. How the USA still be helping out El Salvador, I just wanted to know. I have no idea what the USA is going to do for El Salvador. What I would like to see is El Salvador become a United States territory, because that way we could actually help you guys rather than just throw money at the problem or throw supplies or whatever at El Salvador problems. If we could actually incorporate places like El Salvador into the United States, that would be pretty cool. I think we could definitely help a lot that way, and it would be mutually beneficial probably, because that's how America works, It's a federation, and every state benefits from it in some way or another. That's how the United States works. So every state gets help, but every state contributes in some way. It's just the way the Federal Republic of the United States works. So maybe throw that idea around El Salvador. That would be really cool. Let the people know that if I, Michael Macintosh, end up being president of the U.S., I would definitely welcome El Salvador to join the United States of America. And why not? I can't see any reason not to. You can teach us Spanish, we can teach you English, It's all good. Recent news stories about UFOs, I definitely think that probably a lot of them are real. I think there is alien life, and they want to make themselves known to us. And I think they're trying to, but we keep scaring them away. Yeah, well, Mars, those of us who know about Mars and who have part of Mars programs, US government Mars programs, as I have, know that Mars definitely is very interesting in terms of archaeology and history, and that there's, an ancient past that has been completely erased by probable cataclysmic event on Mars. I can't prove that to you, of course, because I'm not on Mars and I don't have access to the technology that I've used that I was part of using to discover this stuff. But I don't know that we should get involved in Venezuela at all. I think that the Venezuelan people should be allowed to decide, and whatever the decision of the majority. If we want to truly say that we respect democracy, we want to be supportive of when that occurs. And I don't think that guy, was it Guado Guado guy. From what I hear in Venezuela, from reliable sources, that guy is not actually the democratically elected president of Venezuela. He is someone that basically the New World Order wants to put in place so they can have access to the oil in Venezuela. I believe that the guy who was there beforehand was actually the democratically elected guy, and Maduro, and they're just trying to undemocratically overthrow him. And I think our White House has got bad information on that, and guys like Mike Pence are supporting Guado when they should be supporting Maduro. So unless Mike Pence is just a New World Order dirt bag as well, which is entirely possible. But yeah, Mr. Pence, if you're watching or you get any of this information, you should seriously consider your support for the undemocratically elected replacement government in Venezuela that the people protested against, because they actually put in the previous guy, and this new government's trying to force him out undemocratically. So Oh yeah, the Mars exploration document that my wife just posted. That's me. I made that. Like, that was my remote viewing session. That was then transcribed. Like, it was me viewing, and then somehow Barack Obama, who I was there with, was able to link up to what I was seeing through has parapsychological abilities as well, and then translate. Those are his words translating what I'm seeing. And he recorded it on something or spoke it to somebody who recorded it. He had a device that he was speaking into, that he was describing what he was seeing of what I was seeing. And that was written down in 1984. That happened in 1981. like early 1981 when I was still in kindergarten. So yeah, remote viewing has been declassified. I was a remote viewer for the Central Intelligence Agency when I was 6 years old. And that not just the fact that remote viewing has been declassified, but they use children to do that. Gifted children, like I was when I was 6. I had kind of, these parapsychological abilities because of, I think, my ethnicity, my ethnic background enables that to be like a real thing, a very easy for me thing to tap into. I'm Irish. Ethnically, I'm Irish. So, and yeah. Astral projection and that sort of thing. I believe that's totally real. I can do that. I have done that. It's very tiring. Like it's hard work, Yeah, and it has to be for a good reason. Otherwise, it's it's harder to do. So yeah, you guys. So I can't prove any of this stuff to you guys, but there are some declassified documents. I don't expect you guys to consider that as ample evidence for anything because we all know the government makes stuff up a lot of the time. There's disinformation, and that certainly logically could be disinformation, but I'm asking you to, keep investigating, keep researching, keep finding out, keep compiling evidence or debunking things or finding support for them and finding out the truth for yourselves because I don't expect anybody to take anybody's word for anything because there's so much garbage and lies and manipulation and deceit in this world that it's like, it'll make your head spin when you start figuring out what's true and what's not. But a lot of you guys already know. You're very clued in. I can tell. That's why you're watching my channel. Like this is one of those channels that people come to who already know stuff and already know what's going on because they've done the research, and this is kind of the bottom of the rabbit hole in some ways, but hopefully yeah, this is the this is the other side of YouTube. Like this is when you go down the rabbit hole, this is at the bottom of it. I don't think there's anything beneath the bottom of the rabbit hole here. But I guess maybe there will be. I have no idea, but I'm sure there are people out there with much more knowledge and information that I have that just haven't spoken about it yet. But maybe they will eventually. Yeah. Well, mhm. Yeah, I think we'll figure it out, you guys. It's just a matter of time before it all comes out, and it'll be good when it finally does, And then people like me won't be considered as is considered crazy or as such. Um, it'll just be, you know, the truth. And but there's a growing number of people who don't think we're crazy, and that's a positive sign. So, and there's a growing number of people who don't think that channels like Apex TV, for instance, are making stuff up, because they're not. They're just presenting things to you that you can then make up your mind about for yourself. And as I'm doing here on my channel, and other channels are doing the same thing. So here's my flashlight. Ooh, welcome. Let me see if I can chat. There must be something in there. It doesn't come out the other side. There's something blocking it, something in between. I don't know what that is. Well, cotton. Fluff. Fluffer nutter. Fluffer. Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna keep pressing forward, I think. And I don't think it's gonna have to be a fight, I just think it's gonna be a gradual, peaceful process of gradual delivery of the truth and eventual mass acceptance of it. But who knows? I mean, maybe in, what's it now, 2019, in 50 years still, there will be people that still won't believe what's true. So hopefully their numbers will be much fewer than they are now. But I assume they will be, probably, because I'm not going to stop talking about it. I'm not gonna give up, and I don't really care what people think about me. So, I mean, to some extent, yeah, it does matter to me what people think, but I know I'm not crazy. At least I think I know I'm not crazy. And I know I'm not alone in that. I know that there are plenty of people who realize the same things that I've realized. Wow, cool. Well, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We can encourage each other, and that's what it's all about too. And I would like to see you guys do more videos. I'm gonna start checking out you guys' channels, and maybe some of you can join some or create some chat live stream things, and we can all. And there, I would encourage everybody here to subscribe to everybody else, and we'll start building a bigger community. That would be really cool. Because in the end, that's what actually wins. That's how you get stuff done, is through community. If enough people make it happen, then it'll happen. And let's organize that way, and we can work together better as well. Talk to each other, and talk to that crazy guy on the side of the road who thinks that the government's out to get him, and the aliens are coming, and he might just not be crazy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of those people out there. So I don't really have anything else to talk about right now. Yeah, I just wanted you guys to know that, I've come to the basic realization that to the realization that I am essentially disabled at this point, and it kind of sucks. So I thank you guys for keeping me company and giving some encouragement, and I would like to do the same for you guys. So just let me know how I can do that, and make some videos, you guys, and I'll come and check them out. I have to go lie down now, though. It's been a very exhausting day, and I've come to some very harsh and difficult realizations today, and I wish I had done so a long time ago, but anyway, better late than never, as they say. Yeah, I would like to fly somewhere in a UFO again. It was actually kind of fun. Talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. I'll be back later.